Hello, Moses and Simon and Valentine. It's Grandpa. I love you very much, and I am going to read you a book, Golly Gump, Swallowed a Fly. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Golly Gump. When Golly Gump went to the fair, he won first prize for yawning. Golly Gump was the best yawner for miles around. His yawn was whiter and taller and louder than anyone else's. When he got home, Golly put his prize on the gatepost and started swinging back and forth, yawning and yawning. As he was swinging, a fly flew by. And just at that moment, Golly yawned, his first prize yawn, and, oh no, he swallowed the fly. Now Golly was in trouble. He could feel that fly inside him buzzing around and around. He didn't know what to do. He jumped up on the garden gate and ran up the road yelling, but that didn't help. So he asked himself a question: what catches flies? And he told himself an answer: spiders. Then Golly knew just what to do. He opened wide, he opened wider, and Golly Gump swallowed the spider. Oh man. Then Golly was in a pickle again. He could feel the spider tickling him inside, but the fly must have been too fast for the spider, because he could still feel the fly too, buzzing around and round. Now Golly didn't like that one bit. He leaped up and ran down the road again, but when that didn't help, he sat down and began to think again. He asked himself a question: what catches spiders? And he told himself the answer: birds. So what did Golly do? It's the silliest thing I ever heard, but Golly Gump swallowed a bird. Poor Golly. That made things worse than ever. He could feel the bird flapping inside, he could still feel the spider tickling him, and the fly was buzzing around and around. That made Golly really, really mad. He was so mad he didn't even have to ask himself a question. He knew what catches birds all right: cats. So he knew what to do right away. Didn't ask me how he managed that. But Golly Gump swallowed a cat. Oh boy, Golly was in bad trouble now. He couldn't hear that cat. He could hear that cat meowing inside and feel the bird flapping, the spider tickling, the fly buzzing. That's a lot going on in a person's stomach. Just then a yellow dog came down the road, stopping at every tree to sniff. Can you guess what Golly did next? Oh man, Golly acted like a hog and swallowed down that yellow dog. Then you should have heard the noise. The dog was howling, the cat was yowling, the bird was flapping, the spider was tickling, and the fly was buzzing around. Oh man, what a mess. Look how big his stomach is now. Golly swallowed everything he saw coming down the road. Do you know what it was? It was the dog catcher. It was someone big, it was someone tall, it was the dog catcher, net and all. Now Golly was in the worst trouble yet. Inside was the dog catcher yelling, the dog howling, the cat yowling, the birds flapping, the spider tickling, and the fly still buzzing around. All of that he felt inside his stomach, and look how big his stomach is now. Oh man. Golly thought until his brain was all worn out, but he couldn't think of anything that catches dog catchers. He was afraid he would have to walk around for the rest of his life with all of those in his tummy. Then he stood up and he yelled his loudest yell ever. "If you don't all get out of there, I'm going to swallow a grizzly bear." That scared everybody. Well, that scared him. Golly opened wide and they all came running out. The dog catcher yelling, the dog howling, the cat yowling, the bird flapping, the spider tickling, and the fly buzzing around and around. They all disappeared down the road in a cloud of dust, and Golly started home. He felt so much better without all that company in his stomach. Golly Gump did learn one thing from all that fuss, though. He learned to cover his mouth when he yawned, and that was something to know. We always have to cover our mouth when we yawn.